Hi and welcome to another training session with IP Group. In today's video we're going to cover our switched RPDU series Type C, and in previous videos we have covered device settings, user management and network, and now we're on to data graphing. So again, we're in our once we've logged in, we're into our home screen here. We just come up to and do data graphing. So again, the first thing you probably want to do is, depending if your PDU has been set up as a master and slave scenario, so just in case you haven't seen this, these PDUs, if we just go back into settings, we can cascade 10 times here. So it really depends on which PDU you are looking at. The master, just to let you know, we've named obviously, and this is what you can change, rack 1-A row 2. So with that in mind, just say that you'd have 10 power rails, so you can save 10, effectively 9 IP addresses on the single power rail. We do sort of recommend, depending on your heavy load, sort of around 4 slave, up to 4, just in case your system is heavily sort of crunching a lot of data at a very quick bit rate. So let's just keep this thing in mind. So we go back into data graphing, and that's where we get device here. So if we did have multiple PDUs as a master and slave scenario, that would all pop up here. So we just click on that one right there, and we have the first thing that we see is just very self-explanatory: total power status in the past 24 hours. So you see our kilowatt thing and the actual time. So if we just go into load information, so load is in now in amps. You see we haven't attached anything to this, so you see all the different sort of standards quite low. If voltage is important for you, we've also done voltage. Look, and the reason why it has spiked up is because up until this time it wasn't turned on, and now it has been turned on, and we're sort of roughly running around 240 volt. If you did need temperature information, again, we have 4 sensors that we can actually do. So it just really depends on you. You'd see 4 different graphs with 4 different colors, and humidity in the exact same manner. So that sort of concludes the data graphing. So what we're going to also do now is to move on to logs. So if we go into logs, we're faced with this. So this sort of just tells you very quickly exactly what's happened, what someone's done in your actual product. So you can see that from previous things we've actually added over IP2, we've logged back in, we've changed a socket here, we've modified a sensor name, the actual device name, we've added another user, we've added a group, and we've changed some there, and we've also changed the device as well. So from there you could hit export if you wanted to, or if you want to go now further into history. So again, what we're doing here is date. Let's just say it was the 1st. Date select there, and we wanted that particular power rail, and now we're faced with what do we want to see. So let's say it was a voltage, and we hit view. So it doesn't exist because this PDU wasn't turned on. So let's actually go to today's date, and we see our spike, that it was turned on for a period, and we see that it's roughly running there. So again, we can just do that again, go into history data, let's say type power, and we wanted to do today's date, and view. Why is this important? Just in case there has been a malfunction of maybe something out on site, or with one of your techs or something like that. You can very quickly see what's actually happened from an actual point of view in time. And these can be quite vital, even down to, was there a spike in temperature? You can see when that occurred, which might then reflect a new devices being actually installed that you're unaware of. So all these things can play a very big vital role and pinpoint when it was needed. So again, we can go into energy recording display. You have the option here of start and end date. Again, which power rail are you doing? And we hit, and there's no export. It doesn't exist because we have no energy. We actually haven't had anything plugged. But if you did, we just hit view. Let's just try that. There we go, just today's. So you can see, just to show you something, obviously line 1 just means this PDU is a 24-way power rail with 32 amp capacity at 240 volt. So line 1 just means the actual bank is actually split up into 2 different breaker sets for branch circuit protection. So you actually have a bank of 12 sockets and another bank of another 12 sockets to show you exactly what's happening, just in case you have different departments on different banks or different applications. So again, you can hit export, and that is that. So yes, thank you for watching. So again, we just covered the data graphing, which was quite quick and brief, but you can see from a snapshot what's happening in your power roll, the logs, exactly what we did, and we actually went through all this. So in the next video we'll go through system as well. Look, thank you for watching. Any questions, please do not to email over IP group or call us. We're more than happy to help. Thanks very much for watching.